In this video, we are going to discuss one of the very important and interesting topic, Azure Load Balancer. So first I will explain what is the load balancer, then we will set up the complete demo end to end, step by step, and these are the different uh, steps we have to take to create the resource group, then further. So we'll see after explaining the load balancer. So first, see what is the problem statement here. So suppose if you have one web server and one person is connecting, so they can connect through the IP address or the domain name. No issue so far. But now, suppose your website is become very popular and many people are trying to access this website. So still here there is no problem. Now many more people are connecting the web server. So now you think one web server is not enough to address all the requests from all the users. So what you will do? You will add one more web server, right? Now web server 1 and the web server 2. But now suppose again demand is going high day by day, so you will connect the 3 web server. But now problems here, they are the different IP address for the different web server. So one user, how they will know which server they have to connect, because IP address is different and the user will not remember one IP address to connect your web server. They need one domain name or the one IP address to connect your web server. User is not interested to know how many web servers are running behind the scene. So now this is the problem, how the user direct to the different web server. So the solution is the load balancer. Load balancer is a concept by which you can divert the traffic. So all the users will only communicate to this load balancer, and the job of load balancer as a traffic police, they will divert the traffic according to the availability of the server. It can go to the web server 1, web server 2, web server 3. And this is the job of the load balancer. So if you see, the load balancer distribute the server load into the multiple resources, so it will reduce the response time. It will reduce the response time, right? And also it will increase the throughput. So as I said that load balancer is the traffic cop. It's sitting in front of your server without knowing anything what is the background, and for the users they will divert the traffic. And the interesting thing is that suppose out of the 3 server, 1 is down, so load balancer will only divert the traffic only the active web server. And the moment you add the one more web server, they again distribute the traffic among all the healthy web server, right? So now let me explain with the good pictorial format here. So suppose one user is hitting 80 HTTP 80, it hit the load balancer. So all the user will know the IP address only for the load balancer or the domain name. This load balancer will distribute the traffic as per the active here. And this is the public load balancer, because users are connecting to this load balancer. Same, we could have the internal load balancer that can divert the traffic or the request from the web tier to the business tier. So this is the architecture diagram for the public or the private load balancer. So now let us start hands-on how to do that. And I hope that all you guys have the Azure account with you and you have already successfully logged in the portalazure.com. So what I will do, first I will create the resource group. So anything if you want to start in the Azure, so first you create the resource group. Hit resource group, add here, and give them one resource group demo, and I will go for the east US2. That's it here. Create resource group demo. Hit the button. Once you create the resource group, then create the virtual network and subnet. So go the virtual network, just now we create the resource group demo and name the virtual network. I'm just suffix the demo to easy recognize. Then go to the IP address. Everything's fine here. What you have to just change the default name. Subnet demo. Save it. Click. Now create the availability zone. Availability set. Sorry. You have to wait till this deployment is progress, or you can write in the new tab here, or we can create the availability set. So it is showing for me the availability set here because I have used already. So but in your case, if you are not getting the availability set here, so what you have to do, click all and you can see availability set here. Create, select the resource group or the demo, give the name availability set demo. And this is the concept for the fault domain and the update domain. Actual availability set is the logical grouping of the VM. So in case of any failures or any shutdown, it will help you to continue availability of your virtual machines. Right? So no need to do anything here. Just go and so we create the resource group, we create the virtual network, we create the availability zone, availability set, sorry, and now we are going to create the load balancer. Let it be done, or we can come the previous here, come, or here you have to create the load balancer. So if you're not getting load balancer here, you can click here, select your resource group, name, demo, keep this SKU as a basic, it's public, okay, and create one IP address. So create new one, give the name IP demo, that's it, no need to do anything. I'm keeping the dynamic here, so I just give the name, select the resource group, make the SKU is the basic and the name of the IP address and the dynamic, that's it. Create it, hit on the create button. So far we have created the resource group, virtual network and subnet, availability set, load balancer. Now go to the load balancer once the deployment has been done. You can see the status has been created. Now go to the resource. So this is the main page overview for the load balancer. Now we have to go one by one. We have to click here. Front-end IP configuration means front end by which the user can connect the load balancer, and this IP address has been already configured. No need to do anything. Come to the backend pool. Backend pool concept is that how many virtual machine you are going to add behind the load balancer. So add here, give the backend pool name. We have to create the first. You have to create the virtual network what we have already created, and here associated to the virtual machine because you are going to add the virtual machine. So right now we don't have any virtual machine, just add. After this we have to create the health probe. The purpose for the health probe is that here the purpose for the health probe is to load balancer will check the health of the each virtual machine, and accordingly they can move the traffic, right? So I came to the health probe, click on the add, give one name, health probe demo. You can use the TCP or HTTP, so I'm going to use the HTTP because in my virtual machine I'm going to enable the port for the HTTP. Interval you can give the 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds they will check, and the 2 times, if getting the 2 times fail, then it will make the mark this is not healthy. Just hit the add button. After this we will create the traffic rules. Ready to be done? It is done. Load balancing rules. Load balancing rules. Demo. Keep it IP4. We have already the configure this front-end IP address. Port would be the 80. Backend port would be also 80 because it will hit to the backend. And we have created the backend pool. Health probe we have already created. We need to make session persistent, right? Because this is the state less virtual machine. This is for the demo purpose. No problem. We make the floating IP address. Is the digit. That's it. So if you see, just wait it with the complete here. That's done. Now if you see here, we have what we have done. We front-end configuration we have done, backend pool we have done, health probe we have done, load balancing we have done. So now click on the overview. You can see everything is configured here. Backend pool, load balancing, health probe, everything. So now let us create the virtual machine. That is the backend of the load balancer. Go to the another tab here. I will come here. Now go to the virtual machine and here add. Select the resource group. Give my virtual machine 1 demo. And it's important thing, availability option. We have to choose the availability set what we have created and demo. We are going to use the Ubuntu server. This is a username you can change, and this is the by this name we can generate the PEM file. We can change it, but keep it like this, and you have to add the HTTP. So we have to need a two port, HTTP and SSH. SSH for the connectivity to connect the virtual machine, and HTTP for the installing the Apache web server. And go to the networking. Let me check VM demo, subnet, everything's fine. Perfect. So create. Perfect. In another tab, create one more virtual machine. Just for saving the time purpose. Resource group. Give the name myvm2.demo. Availability option important. Availability set. We have already created the availability set. Ubuntu we have taken. Username, everything is keep it like this. Add one more port. SSH and HTTP. Go to the networking. It works everything fine, and go create that. Once this both VM would be up, then we can connect this VM to the load balancer. Keep in mind all the VM, and here you can see we have to download the PEM file to connectivity to the virtual machine through the SSH. So we have downloaded it. Two tab is there. Both tab we are creating the two virtual machine parallelly. Yeah, one is being created now. We have to just wait. Yeah, both are in the deployment in progress. Complete deployment. So one machine is done. So my VM1 is done. Wait for the, yeah, this also has been done. Now go to the load balancer, Backend Pool. We created this Backend Pool, and here virtual network, virtual machine, and hit the add button. You can see both machine is showing, and both has the same availability set. Now this way we are going to add both virtual machine in the backend of the load balancer. So this everything setup has been done. Now we have to install the Apache server in the both machines. So I will show how to connect to the SSH and install the Apache server. Let it be done. Or just come here. Let me connect. For that you have to go to the terminal. I came to the terminal. Go to the download folder, because all those keys had been downloaded here. Go for the first VM, then you go to second VM. So we came here, and what you have to do, you have to follow this command here. chmod 400, and key name was myvm1. Now copy this part, username and the IP address for the virtual machine. First give key name and then paste this. It will connect to the SSH. You connect to the first virtual machine. Meanwhile, you can come and see here. Yes, now you can see the two machines are connected in the backend of the load balancer. So we are connecting the first virtual machine, wait it with the connect. Yeah. So first what you have to do, you have to first install the Apache server. Command is the sudo apt install Apache 2. Once it will install, it will create the folder. When it will done, I will show you. Yeah. So now go to the back HTML. Here we have one already HTML page, but let me create one. Create one small HTML file. And just save the file. WQ. What I will do, I will change the index, right? Because I need to, this should be the index. So what I will do, take the index backup, make the text to the index. Done. Now go for the virtual machine 2. We do the same thing for the virtual machine 2. For virtual machine 2 also, we will go the download folder and same command. Virtual machine 2 key name was there, my virtual machine 2, this one. And then you have to copy the username and the IP address. You have to it to it will connect. This is the command to install the Apache. After Apache, we will create the HTML file. It is just for identification purpose which server is being connected by the load balancer. Now go to the and create one and this is the second web page now. You have to save escape colon WQ and now we have to take the backup for the original and then make the test.html as a, that's it. Yeah, now it will clear. So now again, this is the public IP address. We just copy this IP address And you have also observed all the IP address is the same for the load balancer and the virtual machine. This is the 116.88. Come here, virtual machines. See 116.88. Second virtual machines. Same IP address. So now I hit, it is showing the first web page. Now again I am hitting, it is showing the second, right? So now it will be the, according to the availability, they will switch from 1 and 2. And this is overall the complete end-to-end for the load balancer. Thank you very much. I hope you like this video and might be useful for you. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel. A lot of effort is going there. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.